We need backup of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
What?
I want you to walk as if you're carrying your mother. She's frail, but also heavy.
Fly Me to the Moon is sort of one of the proof that the actors and writers strike that came out last summer makes this particular weekend of July 12th. This is like the only big, quote-unquote, big movie that's coming out. And I don't even really think it's that big of a movie, but it's the one movie that has Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. So I'm calling it, a big-ish release. Also, Woody Harrelson's in it. It surrounds NASA, the space program of the 70s, and I like having friends with different points of view, and one of my friends thinks they faked the moon landing. So the fact that this film kind of tackles that faking the moon landing on kind of drew me to it a little bit in the first place. So I think, it's a comedy, it's not a drama. I think the way that they're keeping this one focused on Earth and kind of the conspiracy theory of it all. It kind of draws me to this one, but to me, this is like a soft good in general. Like, what are your thoughts on Fly Me to the Moon in terms of?
So I'll be honest. I did see this trailer at home first. I didn't see it in theaters, but when I did see it at home, it looked like a Netflix movie or some kind of Prime type of movie. Not in quality, but just in more subject nature. And I'll be honest, I was one of those big conspiracy theorists, man, when I was like in high school or right after high school. So the moon landing was up there. I was over there talking about, well, what about this footage and what about this and this, right? And then I'd always heard about the whole Stanley Kubrick thing, about that there was like a rumor where they, were talking to him about putting something together. So it wasn't out of the realm of possibility. Now, when I saw this trailer, the first half doesn't seem anything out of the norm. It just seems like a NASA, but you could also have like a relationship with Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. We've seen that type of movie done a billion times. And then we see her talking about them replicating or at least staging a moon landing. And I was like, I think my jaw dropped when I saw that, because I was like, are they really going to take a chance on putting out a film like this so close to Independence Day? Because it could go one of two ways. People could really see it as satire, and then you get a bunch of people that are like, see, I told you, the conspiracy theorists, Either way, you're going to get a bunch of people angry online talking about it, and I think that's what they wanted to do, but kind of do it in a more fun, catty way, and I think it's kind of clever. It did make me chuckle, some of the dialogue along the way. I think the guy at the end, the director they bring in, the guy goes, "See, I knew we should have brought in Kubrick," or something like that, and it's very funny, lighthearted. But I think it's going to be a little more than that. And Channing Tatum is a actor that even to this day has not completely sold me on him being a serious actor. I just know him as the funny guy, 21 Jump Street Channing Tatum. And to me, when you skate through your career off of your good looks, then I kind of I don't really give you too much of, I don't pay you too much of mind. I heard he's really good in that one Steve Carell movie about the wrestling. It was based on a true story. Oh, yeah. I forget what that was called.
Foxcatcher.
But Foxcatcher. I need to watch that because I heard that was actually a good drama.
He and Mark, all three of them, Mark Ruffalo, Steve Carell, and Channing Tatum, are all brilliant in the film.
Maybe he'll change my mind then once I watch that. But I do think he's a solid actor. I just want to see him bring it a little more. I know Scarlett Johansson is very dynamic. I've seen her in a lot of stuff. Since she was like a kid actor, So, the cast is great. I think it's going to be one of those just taboo, like you don't talk about it type of situations that's going to get a lot of people talking online. But I like that stuff, like I said. So I might watch it, even though it's kind of like, I never really I know it's funny, no pun intended, gravitated towards these type of space movies. But like the Apollo 13 movie and all these not Armageddon, but like Space Cowboys, like movies like that, I never really gravitated towards too much. But I might watch this one when it does come out to streamer. I don't think I would watch it in theaters, to be honest.
Yeah, and that was sort of my thought when I saw that this film was getting a theatrical release. There's the ones like Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley that you think, okay, why isn't this getting a theatrical release? When I saw the trailers for this one, my first thought was, oh, okay, this is a movie that's going to be streaming on Prime. This is not one that's going to be in theaters because,
Yeah.
I think the rom-com of it all, there's a certain vetting that you have to do with scripts for movies. They go through so many different different versions and over the years in order to make, they always say it's a miracle that any movie gets made with the amount of different fingerprints that end up on any kind of a script or filmmaking process.
My God, look what's happening to the Blade movie.
Yeah, exactly. So when I see the trailer for this, I keep, there's a little bit of a meh factor for me. When I love Scarlett Johansson, I love her as an actress. The whole thing where it's kind of channeling Top Gun a little bit, where she's sort of a Charlie type character, where she's the outsider coming into the military thing, and you have the guy who was in the last Top Gun movie as the alpha male with the chiseled jawline and guy. It's kind of the same feelings that I have when I was watching the trailers for the Fall Guy, where it didn't look bad. It just didn't answer any sort of a why we're doing it. Like, it's just sort of not that every movie has to have a reason for being, but usually there's a reason or two that you can point to and go, oh, okay, well that I could tell just from the trailer that scene alone is what sold the studio on greenlighting this picture. There's nothing in this trailer, when I look on the Wikipedia page, when I look at the IMDb page, there's nothing really about this trailer other than the whole faking the moon landing thing. There's nothing there that makes me go, okay, I have to watch this film. There's something really unique. There's something really clever here. Or just something really fun. When you're talking summer movies, those are supposed to be the best of the best in terms of exciting summer entertainment. Flashiest, most explosive, funniest, whatever the case may be. And I'm not getting any of that with this film. I mean, there's, when you look at, the action films that get dumped in January, for example, usually there's a real reason why. Like, oh, well, yep. As we get to the end of Christmas season, and we start getting the January trailers coming out, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a January action film for you. That kind of, not that exact feeling, but I kind of get a little bit of that. Like, why isn't this film coming out in the fall? Like, this to me feels like a late September, early October, pre-holiday. Like, they want to have something other than horror films in the fall, some sort of alternate programming. This doesn't feel like a mid-July summer movie release, prime date, prime time, with very little competition. This doesn't feel like one of those to me.
Yeah, I'm honestly thinking, who's the demographic for this film? Maybe the people that lived through this situation, because I cannot imagine young people, even if it is Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum, going to watch this unless you're really into space exploration or potentials. I don't even know if they go to space in this movie. I just know that they're going to stage a moon landing. So if you are interested in that, that's, once again, I'm not saying it's a niche demographic. I'm just saying it is a specific demographic. And usually, like you just said, if you're going to hit with the summer movie, you have to appeal to a huge demographic. I mean, we're talking about taking your families to, are you going to take your families to go see Come to the Fly to the Moon with me? I don't think so. I think there's better options out there. And this just seems like a very bland trailer that we got.
Yeah, and when I think about it too, like you ever watch? Do you watch Pitch Meeting with Ryan George, the YouTuber?
I believe so. Is that he's playing the dual characters back and forth?
Where he's doing the screenwriter guy and producer guy, and he pitches different movies. To me, this kind of feels like someone saying, "Well, I've got a script. Yes, I've got a NASA movie for you. Yes, sir, I do." It kind of feels like that, where someone says, "Well, Argo made a lot of money and won Best Picture. Yeah, it did. So we've got another NASA set, period piece from the 60s and 70s. Maybe this one can win. Maybe, I don't know. I'm butchering the pitch meeting, but I'm picturing that discussion in my head. So I kind of think that we're getting a little bit of Argo mixed in with a little bit of Top Gun mixed in with, we've got a Top Gun actor. So that's, to me, that's the meh factor. And
which Top Gun are you talking about? You're not talking about Glenn Powell, are you?
Yeah, Glenn Powell. From
Is he in this movie?
Oh, you're right. It is Channing Tatum. I I'm
I
so
thought he might
Glenn
have been a
Powell.
co-star.
I'm so Glenn Powelled out because Glenn Powell's in so many different films.
We have Ray Romano in the movie. I mean, if that's any...
Well, I guess, and in the same way that I was mixing up guys with light brown hair, apparently I was mixing up guys with chiseled six-pack abs and chiseled
Well, we are
jaws.
talking Twister tonight, so that's
that's the other one. Glenn Powell's on my mind for a reason. So, Channing Tatum, yes, yeah, Magic Mike himself. But I guess, that that kind of just goes to the genericness of the casting in this film. Like when you think, of all the combinations of good-looking men and good-looking women that could be in a rom-com together, there's no part of my soul that says I was screaming to see Channing Tatum in
about the moon landing.
Yeah. Well,
he doesn't even have a look like he would exist back in I'm so dumb, I don't even know when the moon landing was in the 60s.
Yeah, late 60s, 67, 68. Yeah, I just
doesn't have that look at all.
Yeah, he's too beefy. Like most of the astronauts were skinnier, but yeah, to me there's nothing that says I'm dying to see Scarlett Johansson in a rom-com with Channing Tatum. To me, that just kind of feels like they're spinning the Rolodex of available Hollywood actors at that time, and they're the ones that said yes. To me, it's not a bad, but it is a giant for me for this film. I'm not planning to watch it in theaters again. How about you?
It might be the sleeper of the summer. You never know.
It could be, and it might be a great rom-com. The trailers don't look that way to me. So for me, it's a meh and a pass. How about you? Are you planning to watch it?
I'm just gonna watch it probably on streamer.
So what do you guys think? Does Fly Me to the Moon look good or bad or just kind of Let me know in the comment section below this video. Also, are you planning to watch Fly Me to the Moon in theaters? Let me know in the comment section below as well. Also, be sure to click right over here. Somewhere around here is another video that YouTube has lined up. If it's one of mine, please watch it. Please. I'm begging you. A little strong, but yes. Please. Interaction. It all helps out. I've been Dragon Movie Guy. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.